Welcome to UberTechs with the techie Chris
and the Demon.
Hi Internet, welcome to UberTechs. We've got the Demon with us now permanently as a co-host. Decided to bring him on because had him on as a guest before and it seemed to work out great. Thanks for joining us, the Demon.
Not a problem.
Brutal Legend and Borderlands, released in the same month. Brutal Legend in development for some 8 odd years, was it? And almost didn't get released due to some legality.
It got discontinued once.
Lots of hype, lots of play up. Everyone thinks it's going to be a great game. I read a lot about it, but haven't played it. You've played it. What's up with Brutal Legend?
Like you said, it wasn't going to get made, but due to the hype from Guitar Hero, they kind of picked it back up, kind of getting into the metal thing. And basically, it was kind of sold as like an action type of explorer game, and what ended up happening is you spend about 20% of the time action and adventuring, and the rest of the time tediously playing through an RTS. So, but don't get me wrong, when you're doing the action adventure game, it's the environment is very immersive, the gameplay is well done, but the RTS part, I mean, if you didn't sign up for an RTS, that's too bad because that's what you got.
Yeah, you know what's funny is reading all the stuff that I read in magazines and such. They did say that it was an RTS, and they explained the gameplay, but it focused so heavily on Jack Black and all the metal celebrities that it's kind of like they're trying to distract you from the fact that the gameplay is going to be RTS. And don't get me wrong, I love RTS games, but it's almost like it's unexpected completely in a game like that. Like when you're playing a game with metal and it's got Jack Black, you know it's going to be fun because he's awesome. You kind of want it to be fun, fast-paced, and was it? I mean, did it live up to what you thought it was going to be as far as gameplay is concerned?
I mean, the story was good. The gameplay was, when you're just by yourself and you're just Jack Black, or even when you're doing the side missions and stuff like that, it's definitely enjoyable. Some of the side missions get pretty repetitive, but I mean, all in all, you get to be in. There's a lot of guest stars like Ozzy Osbourne, Motorhead was there, and it was really enjoyable. And like Tenacious D was obviously there, Jack Black, also Kyle Gass was there as like a hidden character type of thing. So, I mean, all in all, the gameplay was okay, but it was definitely overshadowed by the RTS gameplay.
As far as RTS gameplay is concerned, is it good RTS gameplay? Like,
it was okay.
Designers, have they played RTS? Do they know what they were doing?
I'm sure they watched someone play Command & Conquer on the N64. I mean, that's the feel I got. Because it's like playing an RTS against an Asian guy. But you're like, yeah, I'm just going to hang out here and build a couple units and just like swarm.
So you describe Brutal Legend as brutal defeat. Would you recommend that people go out and actually buy this game or no? Is it worth it?
I would say, first of all, if you're into RTSs and you want an RTS that's kind of unique in the way that you could take the battlefield with your troops, although you're going to be overpowered, obviously. But you get to kind of get a feel, and you get to get in there, and you get to swing your axe around a couple times. If you're looking for an RTS and you want a little bit of diversity, because it's a lot different than all the other RTSs on the market, then yeah, I would say yes. But if your budget is low and you just want to, if you can afford one game this month or in the next couple months, I definitely would say it's a rent rather than a purchase.
That's what I was going to say. Why don't we just give it rental status?
And the multiplayer, because everyone, like, a game is almost 100% gauged for replay value on multiplayer these days, and the multiplayer is RTS multiplayer. That's all you get. And you can't kill generals either. So when you're playing multiplayer, you can't just go kill the other player and win. You have to actually win the RTS battle, because players infinitely respawn.
I've heard you talk about this before. What's the deal with Dragon Age?
Well, Dragon Age is a 60-hour campaign, single-player game. PC, PS3, Xbox 360. They already have 2 downloadable contents for the game, and there's a lot more to come. That's going to be a really downloadable content-based game. They're going to do a lot of content for it. And also what they actually specifically said was they're going to take suggestions with user-generated content from the PC version of the game, and they're going to take that, they're going to see if they like it, bug-proof it, and then they're going to release that for download on the console versions. So it's kind of the first game where they're going to kind of mix and match that. And that's actually one of the things that I actually am kind of looking forward to about it.
What's up with Fallen Earth? Fallen Earth.
Alright, Fallen Earth was an MMO that literally just popped out of nowhere. It was trying to play off of the obvious popularity of Fallout 3. And I've never been more frustrated with a game than I have been with Fallen Earth. And I have played the Nintendo, alright? I played Atari, and those games weren't difficult, they were just frustrating. This game, I mean, the launch was rickety as hell. If you could get in, good luck to you, because no one else was. And you finally get in, you're like, alright, I'm going to play this game. And latency was kind of an issue, which it usually is at launch. But after finally getting through the broken mechanics to actually make a character, the only good part of the game was the tutorial island, like the little noob thing. After that, they send you out on your own with no money, no nothing. And then, like, you want a first-person shooter MMO, and then take the mechanics of a normal MMO where people's animations aren't where they actually are. You know what I'm talking about. When you swing in an MMO, the damage is assigned by a number. It's not the animation is irrelevant to the actual action.
Sure. Right.
Well, I don't know if anybody told them, but that doesn't work when you're shooting at something. So you're shooting at somebody, and then they're actually over there somewhere having a coffee. So the mechanics didn't quite work in their favor. So you find yourself in a first-person shooter MMO only using melee weapons.
What's your take on Halo ODST? The Covenant, there's a different approach. How do you mean by that? To the Covenant?
Basically, a lot of people run into Halo, to ODST, like they would any of the other Halos, where you think you're this unstoppable killing machine, and very quickly, even on normal difficulty, you'll be proven wrong. Basically, they took, obviously it's a graphics upgrade, there's weapons upgrades, all that stuff, and they did a lot of interesting stuff with the HUD and the way that it actually is integrated into your equipment. So, but you have to remember that you're just a guy in this one. You're a regular Marine. So, running into these situations with large amounts of enemy troops is actually not feasible at all. So you're going to die even on normal difficulties. Whereas the Master Chief, you could run through jumping on people's heads and then meleeing them and like dancing around and throwing plasmas in the air and then hitting them with the back of your gun. Like, it doesn't happen in this game. But it takes a whole new feel to that really immersive environment where you've been here before and you raped all this stuff and now you're coming back and you're like, it slows you down. You actually get to enjoy the environment. And there's a couple new weapons, and they brought in one of the races of Covenant from the books, the Scientist. It's a completely different race of Covenant, and basically they're another species who's been enslaved by the Covenant. So as you're playing, they're here, and if you shoot them, obviously they explode, but if you don't shoot them, they're kind of beneficial in the way that they play into the storyline, obviously. But there's an achievement for not shooting them. By the way,
I'm actually ashamed to say I haven't played this game because I was really interested in it, and I should have had it rented right when it came out. But GameFly kind of sucks, so I haven't gotten to it yet. But I should be getting it pretty soon. So,
well, the biggest problem people have with ODST is that it's $60, and they say that it's an expansion, so on and so forth. And then to kind of compensate, they put in the entire multiplayer map disc. So all the downloadable content maps you get when you have the game, you just put the disc in and it has all the maps on it, everything's done, you can just play. And that was kind of their compensation for a 4-hour campaign and then Firefight. And Firefight, by the way, is amazing. You know what it is?
What is that?
Basically, Firefight is like a horde type game type where you're basically, it's like survival, where it's 1 to 4 people on varying difficulties, and numerous waves of Covenant come, and it's basically there's a random generator of enemy types based on how good you're doing. If you're doing good, they're going to send harder enemies in to make it harder on you. So it's basically like you pick a map, and then it's a survival. And between waves, you get weapon drops and stuff like that. It's really fucking challenging and really